It's been over a month since we've had some Camaro news worthy of talking about, but let's talk about sales number from last quarter. Let's talk about the new Nitro Yellow that has been spotted at CamaroFest. We got pictures here. And let's talk about allocations for ZL1, ZL1 LEs, and the Collector's Edition. All sorts of goodness. Let's get to it. Today's Lethal Garage video is sponsored by none other than Lethal Garage. Check out our custom flex fuel kits using OEM parts direct from GM. Check it out at lethalgarage.com. What is going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage. We are back with some Camaro news. Just to get it out of the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. Probably not doing myself any benefits by not releasing consistent content every week, but it's just what it is. It's life. Sorry, guys. But we got some news. We got some juicy bits of details. We have some inside information. And for those of you out there trying to get ZL1s or ZL1 LEs, we have good and bad news for you. So let's just get straight to it. So first and foremost, if you're not aware, CamaroFest is happening in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Giant event. There's quite a few giant Camaro events that go on. I think Camaro Superfest was earlier in July in Michigan, but CamaroFest is an event that I've been to quite a few times, met tons of awesome people. A lot of you guys watch the channel, so if you guys are out there right now, the weather actually is not completely terrible this year. It's under 90 degrees and not 100% humidity, but they got all sorts of stuff going. They got racing, drag racing, autocross, just tons of stuff. And unfortunately, I heard GM did not come this year. So they sent, so if you guys don't know, Adam Berry, he was the guy who basically pushed forth and designed all of the good things that are in the Collector's Edition. It's a shame. It's basically a sticker package at the end of the day, but it's what GM is doing. They have cited they're not at CamaroFest, which they typically have been, and I kind of hope they would be there with the Collector's Edition cars, but there's like budget constraints, whatever, they're not coming. So that's disappointing. They did show up with a Nitro Yellow 2024 SS 1LE, and they did show up with some, I think it's like little posters of the SS CE and the ZL1 CE that Adam was signing for people who wanted them. So, I mean, that's cool that they at least did something. It's bare minimum, but it is what it is. So, but for those of you interested in the new Nitro Yellow, so this yellow is a metallic flake color, and the initial image that I posted on Lethal Camaro on Facebook and on my Instagram pages, it actually looked really good. You didn't see any of the metallic there. It was kind of like a good in-between color. But then I was sent images from a friend, LSX Underground on Instagram, who's at the show, and you could really see the metallic pop, and it kind of killed it for me. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, the color looks way better in person, and it doesn't do it justice in photos and everything, and I could believe that to a point, but at the end of the day, it's the yellow, Nitro Yellow, the new color. Check it out here. I mean, I've been showing pictures while I'm talking here anyways, but here's the rest of the photos. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of this color? Do you think it looks weird in these photos? Do you think it probably looks better in person versus just images? I don't know. At the end of the day, I kind of want to see the color live. It reminds me of that BMW yellow metallic color that they have. That one's like way more metallic, but I don't know. So Collector's Editions. Now, many people have been asking me, hey Matt, has the order banks opened up for 2024? Can you order Collector's Edition? Yes, they opened up and they were pretty quick. I believe it was week 2 of 2024, my 2024 opening up, that the Collector's Edition went live. From my understanding, all 300 ZL1 allocations were released and filled, or at least grabbed by the dealership. So orders have been placed for all 300 in the US. I'm not entirely sure about the Canadian variants. There was 50 that are going to be released up in Canada. I'm like literally reaching over here. I don't know why. They're over there, Canada. No, I'm pretty sure those ones are gone as well. But from my understanding and what I see in the back end on the GM side, there's 0% allocation available at dealers across the entire country, which signals they're gone. They've all been spoken for. This might be a chance for me to talk about my CE ZL1 order. I'm going to get to that at the end of this video because I want to talk through what's going on there. But as far as I had mentioned allocations and what's going on with the ZL1 and quite a few things, I'm going to put this image up. This is a picture that an internal source that I have sent to me of what's going on with the GM back order, what's on constraint, what's going on. And there's quite a few lines of items here, so I want to be careful, or at least I want to slowly go through everything because there's also some Corvette stuff on here as well. So as you can see, the image is up right now, so you can kind of see everything. It might be hard to see, but I'm having to zoom in on my phone while I'm talking right now to get you through the thing. So I'm going to skip over the Corvette stuff and just get to the 2024 Camaro. So the expected target production for the 2024 cars is August 28th. Originally, they were targeting the first week of August, so it looks like that's been pushed back, most likely for parts and whatnot. But there is quite a few constraints out there. So first and foremost, the ZL1 1LE. So the Extreme Track package for the ZL1 for the model year, they're saying it's supplier restriction and percent of national allocation. So typically, this list highlights the percent of national allocation for the year. Like, this is how many we're going to build for the year. This is what's going to be available and what's left. And the number is straight up showing 0%. So they are saying there are no dealers anywhere in the network that have allocation for a 2024 ZL1 1LE. I don't think they've released any allocation whatsoever for 2024 ZL1 1LEs. I do know they carried some 2023 orders and basically turned them into 2024 orders, but I think it's really safe to say at this point, there are no ZL1 1LEs coming out that will be released for the 2024 model year at this point. Now, were there some available at some point? Potentially, but as of this screenshot, it is saying there are no more available, and that means there probably won't be any more available. So if you're out there waiting to get an order or you have like a dealer that's waiting to get allocation, you're better off to start trying to headhunt one that's sitting on a dealer lot. Last time I looked, there was still a handful available across the country. Literally, Siri is listening to everything I'm saying. There's a handful across the country sitting on dealer lots right now. So if you want one, your chance to get one is trying to get one at dealers. Unfortunately, these dealers know they're impossible constraint cars and they're marking them up like freaking bad words. So it's really frustrating, but you know, some of these ZL1 1LEs are now priced higher than the Z28s for the 14-15 model year, which were insanely priced at $75,000. You got an amazing car for the price at that time with carbon ceramic brakes, but you're not getting that with the ZL1 1LEs currently, and they're marking them up so high, it's ridiculous. I would also love to know, for those of you guys out there who did get an order, if you're watching this video and you ordered a collector's edition ZL1 and you got in the 300, what is your dealer charging you for it? Or at least what are they marking it up? If you're willing to reveal what you stomached to pay for it, I'd love to. Be quiet, Siri. If you're willing to reveal what you're going to be paying for that car, I'd love to know. If you want to DM me on Instagram or something like that, I would love to know the details of what these jackhole dealers are marking these cars up for, because it's going to be news soon enough once the information and the cars start arriving, but that's that. Now, some things to highlight, ZL1s without extreme package. So that's non-collector's edition ZL1. So if you just want a regular ZL1, period. Now, those are not, they're on constraint, but there are 12% of allocations available across dealers right now. So if you want to get a ZL1 order in for the 2024 model year, it is technically possible if you can find a dealer that has an allocation. 12% of the allocations are available. From that, and again, the percentage, from what I understand, that's for the full model year allocation. So that's my understanding. I have a feeling it may be current allocations that are available at that moment in time, but the way it was described to me was this is all the allocation for the year and this is the percentage available. Let's get into, so this one's an interesting one because this is for the SS1LE. So those of you out there, oh wait, well, it says SS Performance Package, but then it says Redline Edition. So the SS, if you want Redline Edition, I don't know what WBL stands for. If you guys know, I'm trying to think in my head what WBL is. I don't know. But the SS Performance Package with Redline Edition, there's 20% available across the country. The SS in 2024, SS in 2SS, and 1LZ, there is 60% allocation available across the country. So there's still quite a few SS vehicles available. But then it gets down into the collector's edition ZL1, which I already mentioned, which is 0% allocation, which they are all taken. So there's 12% available ZL1s. That was as of this screenshot a couple days ago. I'm sure that number is much lower from dealers that have allocation available. They are marking those cars up. They are being jerks. You're like trying, like, not only did GM raise the price, but these dealers are now marking them up beyond that price, which is making these cars basically unattainable for quite a few people who are like on the benchmark, who want to pull the trigger and do it. Like, and for me, it comes down to like resale value. Is this car going to be worth anything in the future? And buying the ZL1 collector's edition, I'm going to talk about that here in a second. The cost to buy it here in Southern California is insanity. Like, just I could not justify agreeing to pay that price. Like, I couldn't. So I'm going to talk about it here in a minute, but we'll get to it. So we talked about the Nitro Yellow. We talked about the allocations and the collector's edition. Am I forgetting something else? What else? Oh, sales. Guys, Camaro sales are not doing good. Camaro sales suck currently. And I'm going to caveat why, because all of these websites are like, oh, Camaro sales through the roof, up 110% over last year. They're making money. Why are you killing the Camaro? Oh, GM's like, oh, it's because people want to buy the last edition and they're sad it's going to be gone. Like, bullshit. Fast forward last year, plant closure, no cars being made. Literally, no cars being made for multiple chunks of time during this quarter. Guess what's happening right now? Cars are being made. So to compare to last year is complete and utter, and forgive my French people, I know I try to keep it PG, but this is bullshit. Camaro sales suck. It's in last place. Mustang's killing it. Challenger's killing it. Charger's killing it. Like, Camaro sales are crap. They're terrible. GM doesn't, they obviously like the story of, oh, hey, we're moving cars. Yay, good, blah, blah, blah. But 9,000 plus Camaros in a quarter, that is utter trash. And it's not because people are, I mean, some people are going out and getting last edition models and placing orders. Yes, that's happening. But not to the extent they're trying to spin this story. It's just, it's utter crap. GM didn't make any cars. They sold what cars were in the channel and were available for inventory. And that was it. They weren't manufacturing new ones. And the ones that they were manufacturing were sitting at the plant waiting for microchips. Do you guys remember all this crap? So the sales are not up. They are not up 110%. They are basically at the level they've been and are probably going to continue that way now that the plant is actually manufacturing cars. But there's constraints on basically all the models right now outside of the base models. I guess they have an over-index of 4-cylinder turbo cars. So it's sad. It really is sad. But Camaro sales are not great, so don't get all excited about it because there's nothing to get excited about. Yes, I'm happy people are getting cars that want to get cars, but the whole idea that GM is reaping rewards from selling more cars, it's just a bunch of crap. It's not true. They're finally producing cars to actually sell, and the channel across all markets actually have cars to sell. Like, they could sell them. Multiple different types. It's great. Yay. Yeah. Sorry. That was a bad rant. So, as far as it comes to the collector's edition ZL1, I wanted to get a collector's edition ZL1. I was number one on the list. My dealership got an allocation. They gave me a call and kind of went through all the options. And I looked at what the price was going to be after tax, If you guys didn't know, California tax on a gas guzzler tax on any performance V8 car, $3,500. And after everything was said and done, the car was going to be over $100 grand. And that's without any dealer markups. And I know the dealership was going to do some sort of markup because it was going to be a collector's car. I don't know what that price was. I didn't even ask what it was. I literally just said, give it to the next guy. Because I'm sorry, but I have a 6th gen Camaro sitting right here. And yes, it is a collector's edition ZL1, but it's a sticker package upgrade with parts and pieces that you can add in the aftermarket for the most part for way cheaper than what GM's going to charge you. And I didn't think this car is going to be the special car that everybody wants. Like, I still, at the end of the day, think a 2014 low mileage Z28 at the end of the day is going to be worth way more money in 50, 100 years than a sticker package collector's edition ZL1. And I have a 6th gen. I couldn't, like, if it was going to be like 89, 90,000, like, it seems funny to waffle about 10 grand, 20 grand, but I would rather have a big comfy truck. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at GMC 1500 AT4s and GMC 2500 AT4s, regardless of not having anything that requires a diesel motored 2500 HD truck. So I really like the look of the 1500 AT4. I think it's a beautiful looking truck, and it's sacrilege, but I think the diesel setup will have the better resale value in the long term, and it has amazing gas mileage, and it will tow my vehicle to the track when we finally go racing again, and I can have a daily driver that gets great gas mileage. And yeah, that's the thought process where we're at. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think it would have been worth paying $100, $110, $120,000 for a collector's edition ZL1? I mean, I honestly think if it would be money better well spent finding a super low mileage 2014 Z28, buying that car, parking it, and holding on to it forever. Because not only would that be a collector's car because it's a low number production year with low mileage, but the LS7 now is no longer in production. You can't even get the parts for LS7s anymore, which kind of scares me because I put an LS7 in my 71. And now if anything ever happens to this motor, I have to either go to the aftermarket for people who's potentially made replacement parts, or like be screwed and not have a car that runs. Good thing it's running perfectly fine with no issues. So I don't know. So Camaro's coming to an end. We know January 2024 is going to be the last month of production for cars. Well, is there a potential that they keep building cars beyond that? Like maybe they get too many orders and they have to build them through longer, who knows? But they already have a later start than normal, so maybe that will push back the final production dates, or like the final dates when they're done, but we'll see. So we do know 2024 is the last year of the 6th generation. GM is on record saying they will bring the nameplate back at some point with no other details other than that. And I don't know. I'm bummed. You know, I'm going to move on creating content around my son's car, 1970 Camaro, and hopefully either a 3rd gen or a 69 Z28. So that's where I'm going at this point, and I'm probably going to get a nice new shiny truck and get rid of that terrible electric Bolt. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for being a part of this channel for all of the years we've been doing stuff. I'm going to keep covering news as we get it, but please, please, please don't celebrate this sales number. It's a bunch of crap. It is. That's all I got. Until next time, guys. See you on the road.